Hello, this is Arthur again, and today I have a 2006 BMW Z4M with 107,000 miles, and this car is here because it was having difficulty starting. I did put a new battery on it since the battery was from 2017. However, the issue kind of still persisted. The car will start when it's cold, but once the engine is hot, the starter will get heat soaked and it won't start anymore. So in this video, I'm going to replace the starter and I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, let's get to it. First thing I'm going to do is remove the negative post from the battery. This box is held by three 10mm nuts that go on top, and there's a couple of clips on the side, and this lifts right out. Okay, now I'm under the hood of the car. The starter is located on the driver's side under the intake manifold over here. On the regular Z4, so one with the base engine, you can actually get to the starter without removing the intake manifold. However, on the S54, there's a possibility that you might be able to get to it from here, but it's very tight and I'd rather remove the intake manifold so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to go that route. This connector I have to pop up from here. 10mm over here, holding the dipstick. Disconnect this tube. Disconnect the master flow sensor. This car does have a AFE aftermarket intake on it. However, with the stock one, it's kind of similar design. Now I'm going to remove this bellow from here. Disconnect this wire. Also going to remove this bar to give me a little more room. 2/16. There are two 10mm nuts that are holding a bracket against the intake manifold. I'm going to have to remove those. It's kind of hard to show, but they're underneath, you can feel them. They're fairly easy to access. Then there are these clamps that hold the intake manifold against the individual trowel bodies. You can pop them loose by a small screwdriver or a pick tool. I'm going to remove this hose. Give me a little bit more room. Might have to use a pick tool to help me. Okay, the clamps are off. Let's start pulling this out slowly. Okay. To remove the dipstick. There's also a purge valve under here, which kind of has to move back towards the back of the car. It's held on this clip here. I'll show you once the intake is off.
Now I have the intake manifold off. These are the clamps. I kind of popped them off with a screwdriver. The way I push them back in is I use hose clamp pliers, something like this, to pull from here, and then it actually pops in back into place. I know a lot of people replace this with conventional style clamps, but actually you can reuse this as long as you're able to put them back on. This one is, when you're taking it out, you have to disconnect this pipe here, which is kind of same kind of PCV hose clamp on the side, and as well as this one that goes onto the oil pan right here, right on the bottom. Hard to see. Right there, to disconnect that one. This is the bracket that the two 10 millimeters sit on, and then it just pops off basically. Not super easy, but it's not too bad. Now the starter has few cables that connect to it, 13 millimeter nut and one 10 millimeter. When you put it back, make sure you connect all of them, or you're not gonna have a charge, or it won't start. So 10 millimeter. 13. Make sure your battery is disconnected again, because you don't want to cause any spark here. The starter itself is held by two E12s. The bolts go from the transmission side, but you can access them from here, from the top. Okay, the bolts are loose. Now sometimes the starter can get stuck, but sometimes it just comes out. This one is moving, so it should pop out. So the old starter is out. It is the original unit. I'm going to get a new one from a dealer and then give this one back to him as a core and then put it in. Okay, here's a new OEM starter from a dealer. It's around $1,200 for this one. It's pretty pricey, but I'd rather put this one than a aftermarket one, and then it fails 6 months later. This one is going to last another 10-15 years. There's a dowel that goes right on this hole on top of a starter, so you have to pay attention to make sure it's there and it is going in straight. Okay, the intake is on now. It's kind of like the tricky part is installing this clamps back on. When you're putting this on, make sure these tubes go on smoothly without stretching on anything or kinking them, or you're gonna have issues. Hose clamps are on. This was kind of tricky to put it in, but I was able to get them all in. I used hose clamp pressing tool or like thin pliers, and then I kind of massaged them a little bit on top to make sure they sit nice and tight. Next, I'm going to put in all things I removed, basically. My cell sensor connector, this wire, the two 10mm. I also pushed back the purge valve onto the intake manifold. The 10mm that holds the dipstick tube in place. Dipstick itself. Now this connector on this car is broken, unfortunately. It's supposed to sit here, but it's broken. I'm going to try to see if I can zip tie it here or something like that, so it'll hold in place. There we go, this should work. This just pops into here. I'm going to put this intake tube back in here. Okay, the tube is in. Now this connector, okay, everything under the hood is in place. Now I'm going to connect the battery and then start it. Now I'm going to start the engine. So it looks like the other starter was defective. I got a replacement one again from BMW. Gonna put this one in and we'll see what happens. So I replaced the starter one more time. Now we're gonna try it again. There you go. Much better. Okay, so unfortunately I had to change the starter twice. The original starter I bought from BMW was defective and it wasn't starting. Luckily I was able to swap it for another one, and that did take a day to get, but the car starts now and the issue is fixed. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe. There are more videos to come.